Yeah, audio seems good.
If someone wants to intro while I fiddle in OBS and
Sure.
do some stuff, that'd be useful or helpful.
So,
Helpful, not useful. Useful is degrading.
hello, this is the developer stream for Fiasco Restoration and Repair, a game about restoring artwork with none of the proper tools or know-how and improvising using whatever you have in your garage. And so today we'll be going over our progress. We've got some exciting things to show you, maybe some fluid things, maybe some scoring things, some goal things, maybe some cat food, who knows?
Cat food.
Everyone loves fluid and cat food. Easily two of my favorite things.
Follow us on Twitter if you want updates on the game.
We
Also
do
find us
tweet.
on Steam and download the demo, which is very playable, although will not include the changes that you see here.
Should I start something now? Or
Yes.
all right. So for my part on Fiasco, I've been working up setting up the sort of level structure that we talked about having last time. Because for anyone who wasn't here for the last one, we're currently working on setting up a proper sort of like level structure, something to force a mode where you are forced to actually try when you're restoring the art. So this right here is just a little debug view of our grading system where I've set up a thing that chops up our painting into a couple areas. And I've got this little report card down in the bottom corner of the screen. And if I go and I tab back out real quick so you can actually see the UI, or see the canvas under the UI. Turn off the debug view, save that I did that, hit play again. Alright. There we are. So
Woohoo!
I feel like we talked about this vaguely at some point, maybe during the Kickstarter streams we were doing, but I don't think we ever went into detail because it did exist. But one of the things I've been working on is, we've all been working on is the color tracking sort of thing. So if I take, let's say, I'll just do the same demo I did during the meeting earlier today for the team, shall I? So I've got a goal here where I've got the three parts of the painting that are messed up that I have to fix. The what was previously a face. Yeah, what was previously a face.
The hole.
We got this little smudge mark up here and these shockingly detailed boot prints. Actually pretty precise with those. Like whoever put those boot prints on was like they stepped in some white paint and then like just sort of gently pressed
They didn't
their
like
foot.
Lisa very much.
Yeah, no, they like gingerly like made sure that they were putting their foot down in the exact spot to leave an exact like boot shaped print. Like there's no heel rolling in there. But you can see, so we've got here this. If I take this green marker and put it on the face here, sort of fill in that hole that we've got. Well, the hole is now gone, but you can see on the report card that does nothing because green, shockingly, not the color of human skin. Even
Hopefully.
well, yeah,
hopefully. Unless you're plagued.
Yeah. So obviously that's not going to work here. So if I go and, for example, take someone here in this call pick a brush. A paintbrush.
Toothbrush.
Okay, toothbrush it is. So I go over here. I've got this thing of ointment. I don't remember what kind of ointment it is. Like it just completely. I couldn't think of any word but toothpaste, but it's so not toothpaste.
Yum.
Antibiotic ointment. That's it. That's the word. But if I take this and I put this on the face, you can see now we've sort of gone up. This brush is a little weird at times. I don't know that's something I did recently in development. You can see if I take the toothbrush again, sort of fill it up a little bit with the paint from the ointment, which is hard to do because the toothbrush is intentionally very bad at picking up paint because it's, a toothbrush. And for that, actually, I think I'm going to switch to something more competent because I don't want to be here forever. So I can take this and I can sort of coat most of the area here. And you can see on the report card, I hope that scales well for Twitch. In the corner,
See it.
as I fill in the face area that was highlighted earlier, it sort of gets closer. It sort of caps itself off around 41%, which, as we all know from school and suffering, that is an F. Because while this is in fact arguably, in my case, closer to the color of human flesh than anything else. I'm very pasty. Why do I look like ointment? I don't know.
Okay, that's also my skin color, so.
Yeah, I know. Mona Lisa, bit of a weathered painting. She's very I don't know what that skin tone is. I'm gonna go with.
She's got like olive skin.
Yeah,
She's
it
Italian.
was olive skin once upon a time. She's a bit let's say weathered.
She's weathered. Oh.
Not probably more like moldy. But
Oh, poor
Yeah.
Lisa.
I've got. Is this the sienna? Yeah, it is. So let's take the sienna paint here and put down 2 globs of that, and then we take this ointment here and we put in 1 glob of that. That was aggressive color blending on the ointment there. That was weird. But if I take this and I put this in here, and then I take this over to the painting and I stick it on there. Now that is a little closer to what we had originally. Like it went up a little bit to 49 because it's not just it's like ever so slightly closer, but still not right. So I think if I go over to this one, oil, yellow, good. What? Wow. I skipped every word in the sentence except the last one, and then had to work my way back through. I have ADHD. Anyway, 2 globs of the yellow, and then some ointment on here. And I take this brush and yeah, sure. I take this and I fill that up a little bit, and that's an orange color. That's a bit closer. So now I'm gonna stop wasting my own time here and just sort of fill up the easy mode paintbrush here. Just kind of slather the whole face in a big glob of orange, and that gets you at 87%. And if I wanted to,
You got it so close.
Yeah, I'm sure if I wanted to dip that in there, try and get it, it actually takes it a little bit further away. Because unfortunately, I'm working with yellow orange, not a actual She's
Imagine how bad ointment and paint smell together.
Yeah, if
and it smells good.
There are painters IRL who almost poison themselves with inhalation from oil. I can't imagine what happens if you actually mix. God, if you mix a bottle of antifreeze with paint thinner,
oh no, Antonio dies.
I don't know what comes out of that red Solo cup that you have just mixed together, but I'm pretty sure it will send you to the ER. So yeah.
Don't do what Antonio does.
Yeah, no, don't repeat anything we're doing in the stupid video game about being stupid with dangerous tools. So that's a face. I have not gotten around to requiring a nose and mouth and eyes yet. Sorry, Sam. I know that the noses are your thing.
It's okay. You're doing great.
There is a blob vaguely where the face is supposed to be. So the purposes of our little laundry list, that's an 83. That's fine. but there's other parts of the body that are painting that are still, wrong. I guess the sky is the easiest thing to do, so I'll just do that. And if you'll give me a second while I just clean off the brush here, because this brush is like cheating at this point. It's very easy to work with. Might have to tone that down for the game. But if I do that, empty up the paintbrush. So now, if we go back to that green marker from earlier, and I take this over here, you can see as I do this on the sky, it is actually, when you use the green marker over here, it's a lot closer to the color of the sky in the photo, so it does register. But if I'm not going to bother filling it all the way in, but if I were to like fill in this bit and all of this properly, you'd see that it did the same thing as the ointment to the face, where it's just sort of, it goes up to like 40-50% or something. Doesn't quite get there. So instead, I'm going to go over and find the green paint that I definitely have. That's glue. Yeah, so take green a little bit on here. And then the sienna once, twice, perhaps a third. Yeah, that looks close enough, I think, for now. I take this.
Green.
Yep, take this. Apply that and that already. Yeah, that's already like way closer to. That's so I just do that up there, and then if I take this brush again, adds toothbrush, and just sort of put a line down there. That's like 90%. So that's basically golden, as far as I'm concerned. So that's that.
Looks pretty good to me.
Yep. Footprints. Somehow it just went down. There was something I did the last second there that made it worse, and I don't know what I did. But, I don't know. Yeah, I have genuinely no idea what I just did there to make that go down. It doesn't change unless you use the paintbrush. So it must have been me, but I don't know what I did. Also, so for this first footprint over here, part of it is on Mona Lisa herself, and part of it is the sky. So you can see I can go and I can fill in over here. This part of the Mona Lisa background, whatever. Wow, words, English. But then if I take the brush and I fill in over here, you can see that as before with like the green marker and everything, when you put that paint there, it really doesn't. We were at about 73, and it just brought us at the on the sort of A bar down there. It brought us to 74 because technically that thing, this bit of the footprint right here, is not, that's part of her clothes, not part of the sky. So, or is it her hair? I don't know. It's not green. Is the point. So, but if I take this blowtorch and I fill in this right here, that does in fact get us a little closer to what it's supposed to be. Not incredibly, because what is a blowtorch if not the least accurate way of painting anything?
So true.
Crispy.
That's how I do it.
Why is the toothbrush very good at picking up that blob specifically? I don't know.
I think it's the angle which it's held at.
Yeah, probably. Fill that in a little bit. Yeah, so that you can see I actually sort of jostled it around a bit, or it went up to 81 and back down, because you can fuck it up. But I'm going to call 80% on that good enough. The other footprint here. Oh, if I grab, who are you? Oh, you still have something inside. Yeah. So this footprint is like the others, except it's split into 3 sort of areas. So you got this little tip of the green stuff over here, which actually isn't updating on the UI. Though I can say for certainty that it works, because I've literally the UI is the most recent part of it. Like, I know for a fact it works. That's interesting. But whatever, we'll just do it anyway, as if there's no problems. Some brown here. Well, that's not actually good, because that's green. Just casually. There we go. Bit of that. It's the wrong color, but pretend I didn't do anything wrong. Pretend. Okay, fill that in. And just take this brush and just sort of like blot out. Yeah, the UI on that one is not updating.
It's cranky.
Which,
You know how Mondays are.
if I give me a moment. Huh. Yeah, I actually don't know why. I just tabbed out. Sorry, I just tabbed out to check the number on the like back end here, and you can see the grade's gone up to a C overall, which means that everything is the average between all of them is about 70. That C is updating. That C is at about like 60% right now. I don't know why it. Oh wait, no, this is still the same footprint. Is it because this hasn't been? Okay, there we go. That'll do it.
I will say one thing I've noticed with you doing this is that the quality of your restoration has gone up so much better since you added this system. Like,
I made the.
If I blur my eyes, I'm like, yeah, that's a Mona Lisa. Whereas usually I'm like, that's a child's drawing of a scary clown.
Shocking. I know it's very shocking, but when you do in fact have guidelines and some sort of metric by which to succeed, you tend to succeed more.
So like, true.
Who would have
Artist
thought?
Stamp of approval.
Who would have thought? Whoever would have thought that?
Yeah, very good at making eldritch horrors when asked to authentically restore the Mona Lisa.
Oh yes. So if I take this area here as the hand, so again it's sort of going back and forth because I think I've just sort of overrode the space it's supposed to be hand and gone up into the cloak again. But generally, this right here, as it stands, this is a B student in art. This is congratulations. You have looked at colors and gone, yeah, I know what goes where, and then done so.
I heard of those.
Yeah. So this really is the extent of sort of. This is something more like what the gameplay itself is actually going to look like as we go forward. This sort of goal system here. In addition to that, this isn't demonstrable on the stream because it's not in yet. The plan is that this is our sort of baseline for the way that the painting and like success works. This sort of grading report card here. We're talking about doing increased sort of difficulty levels, which is in the form of like detail, where like instead of just putting a green blob back here, we have to do like, you know, the gradations of sky, darker green, that sort of thing, requiring you to not just sort of, you know, blot the entire painting and actually stay within the lines or whatever. And then on top of that sort of core thing, which is going to be just how the levels work, we're also planning on doing a bunch of, I guess, sort of missions, which if you've been watching us play the game during the live streams previously, you'll know that I sit down in front of the game and I say, someone give me a prompt, and then someone, usually Sam, gives me something very stupid to do, like exclusively using, I don't know, buttons or pasta or something. And so in addition to like the level itself, there's going to be a bunch of missions where you have to come back to the painting. And I think the example I had earlier was, what was it called? Currently got a mission written down here as the True Italian Experience, where you have a grocery list of Antonios and you have to go around to a bunch of the cabinets and you are required to use a certain number of food items and stick them on here without messing up the color balance of the painting. basically like fun little. I don't know if you can call it a puzzle. It's sort of a puzzle.
Kind of a puzzle.
Like a
Part pu-
challenge.
Part puzzle, part hazard. Weird prompts to make your life.
That should be the tagline. Okay. Part puzzle, part hazard.
That's pretty good, actually. I'm writing that down.
Yeah, I was also writing that down as you said. I'm writing it down.
Great work, everyone.
Part puzzle, part hazard, all art.
So
That's
true.
yeah, no, that's really shit. We're inventing marketing life.
Whoa. Innovation that excites.
Oh, as part of this, I suppose I haven't actually done this yet, but we're like halfway to having a thing where the items are part of this system. Currently, the items do nothing, so I am just going to really quickly before the game ends, so we have something to post on Twitter. Just like take like a button, and, like yeah. Oh wow, that's a big button. Why did I use that one? And then yeah. Oh well, that's not quite okay. Well, okay. Wow. Yeah. But there is no consequence at the moment for doing this. Eventually, have the placement of the buttons there would actually count towards something or be required. Yeah, I've actually made Eldritch Horror again the last second, in the last 30 seconds actually. But
It always comes back to this.
Andrew, Eldritch Horror Speedrun.
Oh, wow! It's like
It's like looking in a mirror. For her. Not me. I don't look like that.
Yeah, well, you're like Italian,
Hey,
American,
hey.
or whatever. You're like it's like
I can't believe this. Should be rude moments.
And now I'm gonna switch over to Annika for something liquidy, probably.
Ew. Gross. Don't say it like that.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to the very
The back-
sparse version of Antonio Fiasco's garage that I've been doing liquids in.
This is like the back rooms for our game.
Yeah.
It's even got the wall color.
The walls are always that color. We've just desaturated.
No, I know, but
Why is that the only painting that survived?
Because it's not
So today we're talking about painting and going through other people's trash cans. No, not actually trash cans today.
there's only Barbara.
But as you can see, we have the Mona Lisa, and we also have a long list of Unity errors. Not errors, but notifications. It's telling me things that I already know. So, our fluid system basically represents a very core part of our game. It's all the stuff that you can paint with, you can move around the scene. Basically, everything that you could do to this painting is either a prop that you can glue onto it, or is some kind of paint. And our fluid system represents paints as well as water, gels, and sauces, and creams, and everything else, axle grease that you could find in the garage. And so one of the big things I've been working on is painting now isn't just color, but also includes some lovely surface properties. So if I go here and paint with this brown paint here,
Ooh.
you can see the brush tip shows the color of the current material. So if I pick up some of this lovely antibiotic ointment from this bucket,
It's all ointment. It's all
yep.
ointment.
You can see you can see the brush slowly consume the fluid from the tip of it, so you can see what color is in your brush and how much, just even without having to look at the lovely UI that I currently don't have enabled because don't worry about it. But as you can see, I've got a bunch of buckets here. You've got a bucket full of water, a bucket full of antifreeze, a bucket filled with antibiotic ointment, and a bucket filled with laundry detergent. And all of these have different properties, as you can see looking at it. Let's see if we can get a good angle here. Uh,
The antifreeze's main property on stream currently is cornea grabbing.
so you can
Yum.
see the detergent is very reflective. The lights from the top of Antonia's room are reflected off of it, whereas the ointment is very not reflective. It's very diffuse, is the technical term. And I can demonstrate that difference. If you look at the brush here, you can see it's kind of shiny now because the brush preview includes that. And when I paint,
Oh,
you'll see that same property on the surface. It's reflective. So we can do metallic and reflectiveness, as well as some other cool things with our paints. So if you choose to paint with antifreeze, it's not just pink, it's
I
pink,
think
but it's also shiny.
I'm sorry to interrupt again, but I think we just saw the like drip effect going on there.
Yeah, that dripping
Yes.
looks so cool.
Mm,
It looks so good.
it looks very good.
And different kinds of fluids now drip a certain amount when placed on the surface of the painting. So you have to keep that in mind, that certain things are going to be harder to paint with unless you just plan on covering the entire surface. So you can see here the difference between the reflectiveness on the very oily antifreeze versus the very matte paint. And the paint isn't very drippy, whereas something like water, if I just put some water on there, it's going to smudge the paint. And actually, as of right now, it appears that it's actually very, very erasy, so that you're actually seeing the back canvas. So we've accidentally erased a large chunk of the Mona Lisa, but as you can see, the water is much drippier. It runs right down the surface. And if I'm to, say, combine a couple different materials here, like I can mix and match colors to my heart's content. And it will also mix and match properties such as drippiness and reflectivity. So you can see this is still shiny, but it's not like this here is like polished, whereas this is kind of got a vinyl almost to it. And that's because when I've mixed this material here, which is very matte, this material here, which is very shiny, the end result is something in between. This nice baby blue. The same goes for the drippiness. A more drippy material combined with a less drippy material, you get something in between. So if you mix some fluids together, you can make some lovely art with all kinds of different colorful properties. There's also some fun things that I can show off here. Just grab my cart here, and Antonia's not very good at kicking things right now, so I'm gonna have to use the cart to knock this over.
Oh, you did it.
And as you can see, the remains of my antifreeze have spilled out in a nice splat across the floor. And if I want, I can go pick those up.
That looks so good. Looks like bubblegum also.
So let's get some antifreeze off of the floor here. It's not as effective at collecting as it is out of the bucket, but we got some antifreeze. Go and paint that bad boy on there. And if I was to say, let's disable gravity so I could pick it up and pour it out.
Create mess.
I just realized that the stenciling does a funny thing with the pouring. That's...
It's
nope.
fine.
Don't worry about it.
Oh.
Huh.
It's gonna float away because it's no longer affected by gravity.
Don't turn the gravity back on. Don't do it. Just leave it. Just let it.
What was this one? This one has antifreeze. This was my water bucket, so let's fill this back up to the top with water. Let's disable this one's gravity as well, so I can drag this over here and try spilling this one on the floor. Oh.
Huh.
They touched and they merged. Yeah, currently it merges instantly instead of which is a problem because that's not how this should work. Let's actually delete that. And let's go back to my water bucket. Let's fill that up. Watch it pour out. And if you could see here, the water pours out in a much wider area. So different fluids have different properties when they're spilled. Gooey properties like antifreeze, or gooey fluids like antifreeze or paint are going to form more globs, whereas water just spills out all over the floor. If I was to say, dump some of this into the water, then I get something that's mostly water, but has a little bit of other stuff in it. Just use that to water down.
I love how the puddle just like shrinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
As
suction
always,
that right up.
As always, the flat paintbrush is far too strong. Just
Too
really
OP,
like it.
please nerf.
Overpowered paintbrush.
Shit, I
It
guess
absorbs
that's mine.
quite a lot. Also, I think it can continue absorbing even if there isn't any left to absorb in the containers. That needs to be addressed. But so I can go ahead and, as you can see, the water part has erased a lot of the paint I've already put there. It's the default, but it's also kind of made a little more tan blue because of the fact that I mixed my bluish hue water with my antibiotic ointment. That's what it was. And so we can now spill things on the floor, pick them up, spill buckets deliberately, do all kinds of exciting things, put antifreeze on the floor, maybe pick up a little water with the antifreeze, make this lovely semi-transparent purple.
It's like a gentle glow effect.
Very pretty. Oh, I accidentally dropped a little splotcha. Those some very small splotches,
Yeah.
actually. I didn't realize they could be that small.
Cute. Touch it.
Touch.
Put Michelangelo in it.
Is he still back there? Yes, he
He's
is.
always there.
Come, my child.
I literally can't even see him. Oh, there he is.
It's
Yes. Where he belongs.
So tiny.
And painting is now significantly more efficient because of a lovely thing called compute shaders. It means that we can use the GPU to apply paint in parallel incredibly quickly. I'm currently very obsessed with compute shaders in my own little neurodivergent way. So if anyone in the Discord or someone who has joined the Discord wants to talk about compute shaders, I'll be around. All right, so we have our lovely bucket of antifreeze. You can pick this up.
going to raise that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And let's.
Oh, it does.
Very nice.
Whoa. Yes. Poor Kirby all over that.
Oh. Oh.
We'll just dump the rest on the floor. Why not? It used to be that all of the liquids in the game were one of four things: a gel, an oil, a form of water, or a form of soap. But that's no longer the case. Fluids can be whatever you want them to be. Because you assign some properties and some features. So this is our water here. If I go to my bucket of water, you can see it's doing some nice caustic effects. So I can assign a color, an amount of metallicity, which affects reflectiveness as well as other properties of lighting. Smoothness, which is basically how rough the surface is. Very high smoothness combined with very high metallic makes a mirror-like surface. Very high smoothness but very low metallic makes it's reflective of light, but it doesn't reflect objects per se. It's just like those bright spots like on the antifreeze. And then the alpha, which is just how transparent the liquid is. So paints are very opaque, water is nearly invisible. There's also surface features, which includes, if I open up this preview down here, here's a sphere with some water effect on it. I could go down here and I can add a depth fog effect, so it gets harder to see through it the further away you are, further away the object behind it is, to mimic the effect of deep water, because eventually water is harder to see through if it's deep enough. And I can turn that on and off, as well as this ripple effect I can turn on and off. And this edge effect, so it has like a foamy edge around where it makes contact with the container it's in.
It's got a halo,
Mm.
like Jesus.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think that's canon.
Like Jesus.
But I can make these anything I want. Like I could make this depth, make it more red as you look through it. Maybe make the ripple this intense green color. Bring up the brightness on this.
It's hard to
Good.
actually see the red. The green you can't. Oh, that's because I'm not looking at the... If anyone out in the audience at any point in the future is as stupid as me, you're looking at the bubble for the preview on the side, not the bucket. Don't be me.
The bucket won't actually update until I click on it.
I know.
Because the bucket has the water, but it also has its volume. And that's designed so that if I change the bucket, it doesn't actually affect the water in data.
You kind of got that oil spill effect going on right now.
Yeah, that nice little shimmery effect here. If I turn the ripple dissolve way down, it looks
now
like
it looks like a bacterial colony.
That is true.
Oh,
Mm.
it's
And so
alive.
I can customize fluids to do all kinds of exciting things. I can, say, bring that shininess way up.
Oh,
Ooh.
you're slowly creating a Metroid. Just oh.
Let's get wiggly.
Oh. It's alive.
And I'm working on adding other features like reflectivity for mirroring effects, shimmeriness for things like soaps that have kind of that rainbow sheen to them, that soapy color, and all kinds of other stuff. So there's also this set of properties that doesn't affect its visual effects, but affects how it interacts with other fluids. Cohesion is the amount it sticks to itself. So when you pour it on the floor, does it form a glob or a puddle? High cohesion, more of a blob. Low cohesion, more of a puddle. So water spills everywhere. Adhesion is how sticky it is. So if you place it on the surface of the painting, does it stick in place or does it drip down? So water has very, very low adhesion, which means it doesn't adhere to the surface. Absorption is how much other fluid this absorbs from when you mix two fluids together. That's still a work in progress. And then my new favorite vocabulary word, saponacity, which refers to it basically means soapiness, but more technically, it's how much does this fluid, when applied to the surface, actually apply its color, and how much does it just erase the color that was there already. So soaps and water soap combinations have very high that.
Yummy.
All right, now that I've made what appears to be a weird video of a bacterial colony up close.
I'm like mesmerized. I'm just staring at it like,
Yeah,
ooh.
it's you could GIF that and put it on Twitter and people would
Yeah,
get
you
it.
should. Let's mesmerize a bunch of people.
Well, I was working on this effect, which I showed off in a previous week, I believe. This
the pouring thing?
Yeah, this pouring effect here.
Ooh.
I can play around with, so you can see the fluid pouring out here.
Hello, Dwyer. We're making some weird fluids.
Welcome, Dwyer. Whoa, fluid.
Well, I was working on this pouring effect where it looks like fluid pouring out of the front of the bucket. I stumbled across a way to make a really cool, convincing-looking lava lamp material. So if we ever want to put a lava lamp in Fiasco Restoration Repair, I know how to make one really easily.
It's in the notes now. There's no going back.
Lava lamp. Can you crack open the lava lamp and use the insides for
What
paint?
kind of question is that, Samantha?
Of course you
Yes. Can you drink the lava?
can. No.
But you get
Aww.
a game over instantly.
And when we add the heat and burning effects, very hot liquid. Time for Antonio and Fiasco to get third-degree burns attempting to paint with lava lamp material. Because they are very hot in there. That's molten wax. Anyway,
They are.
that
Goofy.
actually, for the final time, is me.
Are you sure?
Yes.
There it is.
Hang on a
New
second. Wait, I
texture.
haven't. No, shut up! I haven't switched yet.
Oh, okay.
It's
I love seeing
Rude.
Peppy's OBS.
okay. Now,
Whoa.
now you may talk about your thing. Go ahead.
Well, it's not much to talk about. It's just a texture. It's where the
Behold.
cat food cans live.
Behold.
All the flavors you can give your cat: mystery meat, beef and onion, and chicken.
Enhance.
Enhance.
Oh, it's closer. I don't know about enhanced, but it's closer.
It's not super high res, but
No.
yeah, new texture.
Yeah. So we did hit our quote. We hit our quota. It's just I explained what our plan was going to be, and then we did it in the complete opposite order of what I said. So
Which is about how we operate over here at Fellow Machinations.
If it works, it works.
Oh, really? Is green that
It's
close
giving
to
you-
purple?
It's giving you points for this guy.
It's
Mhm.
yeah.
Purple.
Apparently
We're
purple.
covering it.
Apparently purple is close enough to dark green that it like
Yeah, what we perceive as being similar colors and what is mathematically a similar color might be two different things.
yeah. It should.
Whoa, shrimp colors.
Fortunately, it shouldn't yet. It caps out at 48. Huh. No shit.
I wonder if you just coat the entire painting with green, if you'll get a passing grade.
You might.
Let's find out. That'll be the last thing we do today.
Yeah. There is a threshold, but I don't know if it actually matters here. One of the eventual goals of this is to have it be so that we've talked about art core mode before, which is again, it's updated. Weird.
Oh.
But the plan is that eventually there will be a mode where your painting maybe has a health bar or something, and the goal is very I guess Surgeon Simulator or what's the board game? The
Tabletop sim?
No, the board game about
Where you're doing
operation.
surgery.
Just operation.
Operation.
Yeah,
Oh.
Operation.
where
Scary game.
every time you touch the painting, it takes down health a little bit, and every time you touch part of the painting that wasn't damaged already, it takes down more than a little bit, and you have to get through your entire job. It would appear that on the matter of can you paint the entire thing green and have that work, the answer is going to be a solid no.
Yeah, not quite.
I'm actually shocked at how
You have to put a face on her.
Yeah, how much time do we technically have?
Less than a minute. Go.
You have 10 seconds. 9,
Little
8,
button face on
7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
I love stressing
2,
Cheppy out.
1. All right,
Highlight
it's
of
the
my
stream.
day.
Close it down.
No, let it finish.
Come on, do a
We
Slenderman.
did it. We got an F. If you put a block, hang on, wait. What if I like? I'm breaking the rules. I'm streaming past the time limit. Look at me go. Does that do anything? No, that has no consequence because I just erased a bunch of other stuff. I don't feel like this is Twitter worthy.
No, I wouldn't feel
No, I
comfortable posting that.
don't think so.
I
King.
don't think that this is Twitter worthy, but we've got
Maybe your personal Twitter.
no, it's not worth that either. It's really not worth much.
Hey Dwyer, I also hate how ointment is flesh colored.
True story. Ointment was not flesh colored, and I was like, I want something flesh colored, and so I made the ointment flesh colored when no one was looking.
Yeah, you sure did, King.
And now we all suffer.
You're welcome.
We don't go outside.
I do, actually, just not when it's light out. You know.
Yeah, King, that really makes you sound more normal.
What was the
yeah.
thing that Andrew said like last year? Like, I'm the reason there's loitering laws.
Yeah. Classic. Alright, should we give our outro? Or
I
is
guess
there
so.
more?
We
Like
are.
and subscribe.
I mean, they can do
Don't
that,
forget to
technically.
ring the little bell.
Ring
You-
the
you
bell
people-
for notification.
You joke,
Just
but
one of them.
technically, anyone who's watching can do those things. We are on Twitch TV. This is an actual thing they can do.
Yo,
And-
so
and
true. Oh my god, do that
This will be on
unironically
YouTube
then.
eventually. So
But more
will be up.
importantly, follow our Twitter, join our Discord, and most importantly, wishlist our game on Steam, because it will be available in the
Yes.
future.
Send us an unsigned check in the mail, just like anything.
Perhaps
Why
not
would it
do
be
that.
unsigned? Then we can't catch it.
I know what I said.
What?
But do follow us on TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Send us
And
$2,000 worth of a foreign currency.
Preferably Canadian. I have plans.
Andrew runs away to Canada. Anyway,
No.
thanks
All
for
right, we're
watching,
done here.
everyone.
Alright, we Gucci. Good night,
Good night,
everyone.
everyone.
Good night. I'm hitting
Bye.
the button in 3, 2, 1, later.